Welcome to What's in the Actual Mental Health, where we're going to record differently today. And I don't know if it will go to shit, but we're going to find out. So who knows what this episode will even sound like?
Yeah,
There's no
maybe,
sound at all.
Yeah, or maybe it just looks like this.
No, yeah.
No sound.
People will be like, I've gone deaf.
Yeah, what? That's so weird.
Cat's in charge.
They're like trying to turn up the volume.
Cat's in charge of the animal facts today. So hold on, because let's see how fucking. Anyways, okay, let's talk first because we animal fact at the end, not the beginning. But calm down.
Anyways,
okay, so I watched a documentary, which I know is
I feel
shocking.
like a third of our podcasts start like this. Okay, I watched
Either a book I read or a documentary, and I read this documentary, and just kidding.
And I watched the book.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched a book. Do you know? Maybe look. Here's the thing. This thing that we're going to talk about. This guy's a piece of shit. So it's not like I want to give extra points to him, but I do want to talk about a piece of the mental health aspect. That's why I'm bringing this up. And do you know who this guy Wade Wilson is, the Deadpool killer? Okay, so there's this documentary on one of the streaming platforms, and it's called Handsome Devil. So this guy, Wade Wilson, which is the same name as Deadpool. That's why they call him the Deadpool killer, not because he like dressed up like Deadpool.
Oh, I was thinking like he killed people in pools.
Yeah, that was even worse than where I thought that was going to go. That's so bad. Anyways, so he lived in Florida. This just happened. Like, I think he just got sentenced in 24. I think I'd have to look. But anyways, handsome guy. He's like 6'2", dimples. Like he was good looking. But then like you hear him talk and he gets instantly unattractive because he's kind of dumb and you're like, oh, that's girl. Or at least for me, I'm like, that's a lady boner killer.
I know. I'm like, ooh, pretty.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and you're like, oh, that's sad. Yeah. So he kills 2 women.
In a pool?
Not in a pool at all.
Damn it.
Yeah, there's no pools, even though they're in Florida. It would be more swampy. And he totally gets caught. And I'll give a little bit of backstory so you understand it. Because then when I talk about the mental health part, it's not even his mental health that I want to talk about. It's the women that are attracted to this guy that will blow your fucking mind. And it's not like he's the only one. There's the guy, what did they call him? The one in the 70s that killed a bunch of people in California. It's going to drive me. I think his last name was Sanchez. There was a bunch of women who were like enamored with him as well. And if he didn't smile, he was also kind of pretty. He kind of looked like the guy from The Doors, the band The Doors, Jim Morrison.
I have to look this up.
Yeah. Oh, it was in California. I'm sorry. As soon the Night Stalker. That's what he was.
And this guy's attractive, you think?
Yeah, if he didn't smile.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can look up Wade. He's attractive.
I typed in the night and it was all manager.
You're like similar but different.
Richard Ramirez.
There you go. Not Sanchez.
Oh, I see.
Without the smile, like when he smiles, his teeth are pretty gross. But with
he's not smiling here.
Yeah, and he's a good-looking guy. I mean, he was like kind of handsome, I guess, and he did some really horrifically horrible things as well. So this guy Wade Wilson, he goes home with a girl from the bar, and she doesn't show up to life or work or whatever the next day, and so people start like looking for her. He had murdered her, he strangled her, and then probably SA'd her after she was dead with objects, is what they said on the documentary. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And they find her like bound in like sheets and a blanket, like tied with like her yoga pants, like just in the hallway. It was like he kind of dragged her and then was like, I think I'm good, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I think we're done.
Yeah, I think like it was too much work, so I'm out.
Yeah, I'm tired from all the other stuff.
Yeah, so at the time he had this girlfriend who had some kind of salon. I don't know if she did like nails or facial. I don't know what the fuck she did, but anyways, he calls her because he had been at the club with her the night he killed this girl. He stole her car, and she was just like, I'm just gonna go home and go to bed, like because he had been a giant piece of shit to her prior to this. Like he had beat her quite a bit, like pretty severely. She had just recently bailed him out of jail. So let's just start with that. And let me just caveat this. Have I had my share of stupid relationships? 1000%. Have I given chances way beyond the necessary amount? Absolutely. But this takes it to another level. So
I've also had my car stolen.
Oh, see, I don't think anybody's ever stolen my car. Definitely whooped my ass though. So he calls her the next day and she's like, could I have my car back? And he's like, baby, I love you so much. Like, I love you too, but I need my car back. He shows up at her place of business, tries to yank her in the car. She won't go. He just whoops her ass. Other people see it. They call the cops. They're like, could you get here? He takes off. She's like bleeding. Cops get there.
So he's in her car.
No, he's in a totally different car. And they never said whose car this other one was. So I'm not 100% sure if it's
Maybe
the
he has
girl.
his own car.
No,
Oh.
no, he's a piece of shit. So that was
Okay.
I just take the ladies' cars.
Well,
and maybe they said it in the documentary and I missed it, but it was definitely not her car because when he pulled up, she's like, oh, fuck. So he takes off. Cops get there. They're like, call him, have him come back. He pulls up. He's like not wearing a shirt, just pants, and he won't get out of the car. And the cops are like, get out of the fucking car. And he's like, suck it, drives off. In Florida, apparently it is a misdemeanor to beat the shit out of somebody. So they didn't chase after him. They're just like, bye. And in the time that he did this, he murders another woman. If I was that woman's family, I would fucking sue the shit out of Florida, just for the fucking record, because I'm like, gross.
Yeah, if you had fucking stopped him, my kid would be alive.
If you had chased him, or he'd be dead before he murdered her, whatever. But no.
Right.
So this woman's husband, she was heading to work or coming home from work, and she hadn't shown up. So, or her fiance, he calls the cops and he's like, hey, I don't know where she is. Can you please help me find her?
Well, Wade Wilson comes up as actually Deadpool.
Oh, see, that's fun. Yeah. So they don't find her right away. He ends up showing up
This
at like
guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you could see some pictures without the tattoos, because I'll talk about the tattoos.
Okay.
Yeah, without the tattoos, not bad. Once he started going nuts, different story.
Well, I could see even still.
Yeah,
but
and
like
he's tall, and he's a good-looking guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's got the dimples, which
Mhm.
ladies love it. He's got good teeth. Weird looking, like.
Love that. Oh yeah, look at him, cute.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when he was younger, but even then, he looks a little crazy. And like I said, the minute he starts talking, you're like, oof. So he goes.
He's definitely a guy I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he shows up, which is why I'm telling you the story, because I was like, Kat would like this. Kat she'd be into this. So he shows up at like some friend of his business and just like kind of like starts flipping the fuck out. So the friend calls the cops. They show up. The car was registered to the girl that was murdered, the very first one that he wrapped up in the sheets, now that I think about it. Because when they get to the business, he's not there. And they can see blood like inside the car. And they like check the trunk. They were sure she was going to be in the trunk. She wasn't. That's when they then go to her apartment and find her body there. So they're looking for him. The way he gets caught is his dad. So his biological dad. So he had been adopted. His parents got pregnant when his mom was 14. His dad was 15. His dad went away to juvie, intergenerational trauma, but whatever. I'm just saying this one was like a classic example. And so his dad goes to juvie. Mom calls dad while he's in juvie and is like, I'm giving this baby up. He gets adopted by a very nice family. Clearly that doesn't matter. So he calls his bio dad.
Get you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So he calls his bio dad and is like, hey, can you get me an Uber to get me the fuck out of Florida? His dad, even though he kind of looked a little rough himself, he had like the smarts, even though literally people like beat him over the head, like over the fact that he did this. But he was like, yeah, I'll get you an Uber. And then he calls the cops and he says, I got him an Uber. Here's where you can find him. So they arrest him.
Did you watch this on Apple TV?
No, I think I watched it on Paramount.
Is it called Killer Looks?
No, Handsome Devil.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they have another one that says Killer Looks, the trial of Wade Wilson.
Yeah. I mean, the trial was pretty crazy too. But this one showed the trial too.
Okay.
So they pick him up. They arrest him.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to still find the body of this other woman that they finally put together that like it was him.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what's so crazy is that he tells them like, I'll take you to her body for a hamburger and some French fries.
What the
They
fuck?
had luckily already found her body because they had been out searching by where she was walking and found her purse. And so they were watching and they could see vultures. So they knew her body was somewhere. But yeah, he's like, I'll take it to you for a hamburger and fries. And the officer's like, do you think you deserve that? Like, go fuck yourself. Because they'd already found her. And this is like one of my favorite parts of the fucking story. Because I'm like, clearly he's like God, I don't know. He's probably in his 20s, I think.
At this point? Well, yeah, he doesn't look very
Yeah,
old
I
at
think he's
all.
like
I mean,
26, 27. Yeah, he's pretty young. I think they
dang,
said,
look at him.
I
He's
know.
so pretty.
I know. So this is how much like you can tell he doesn't know dick about women because he says, I saw her walking and I stopped to ask her where the school was because I was hopped up on drugs and I knew I was going to kill again. And she was on her way to work. Mind you, this woman's like my age. She's 45, I think, 44 or 45. And he's like, and she wanted to have sex. Let me tell you how much I don't want to have sex on my way to work. Never have I been on my way to work and been like, if only now was pound time. The fuck? No. She's walking to work. She is not like lubed up and ready to go, you fucking dumbass. This is how I know he knows nothing about women. And so he rapes her, obviously, runs her over until she looks like spaghetti, is what he said. It was pretty horrible. So here's where it gets to be the craziest part to me. And this is the part about the mental health part, not just his mental health, but he clearly was a sociopath. But they put him in prison. While he's in prison, he gets those tattoos, the ones right here on his face. He gets like a swastika. So he clearly is like trying to like gather up with the Aryan nation because he puts like a bunch of, Aryan tattoos like on his face.
Well, he's got like tattoos that look like the Joker.
Yeah, so he did that first, and then he did like a swastika, and then he had something else about the Joker right here. It's crazy. And it's so interesting because like as soon as he gets convicted, he instantly was like, take me to segregation. Because I think he's a giant pussy, and that's why like he never fights men, he only fights women. Like he's clearly just a puss. Thought he would get in with the Aryan Nation and hopefully not get like murdered. And then as soon as he fucking got found guilty, he was like, put me in seg because I don't want to actually be part of the Aryan Nation because I'm a big puss. But while he's on trial, the amount of women, first of all, they interview this one woman who talks about how she fucking got his name tattooed. And she literally says, I don't even have my children's names tattooed on me. You should just never tell that story again because that sounds ridiculous. That you got some dude's name tattooed on you while he's in prison for murdering women after he beat the shit out of his girlfriend, who, mind you, while he was in prison, he was still talking to her and trying to convince her to stay with him. And she was thinking about it. And the amount of women that like would put money on his books, show up to fucking court for him was insane. And then they put him in seg, and you should see like how fat he got.
Well, yeah, there's a picture that says something like there's a picture of him like rotting in prison with no teeth or something like that.
Because all he's doing is eating honey buns and ho-hos.
Yeah, it says Deadpool killer Wade Wilson seen bloated and missing teeth as he rots on death row after murdering 2 women.
Yeah. And the whole time, like they're testifying, like the lady that he killed, the 45-year-old or 44-year-old, her kids testified. And the woman that had his name tattooed, she said that was kind of the last straw for her to then be like, maybe this guy is a piece of shit, not all the other things. And the whole time that kid is testifying, he's just like deadpanned, like never cried. He never like nothing, like no flicker.
The kid or
the killer, Wade. Like nothing, no emotion, no fucks given, nothing. You should see like they set up a GoFundMe for him with like, and he looks like that the whole time. Like no fucks given. And there was a guy they interviewed who was in the cell next to him who got the same tattoo right here, but worse looking because he was so like enamored with how like amazing he thought this guy was. That's crazy. That's like the literal definition of crazy.
I wonder what it is about him. There's something,
right?
And
you
like, obviously narcissistic.
Oh,
like,
super
to the max.
Yeah, he was very narcissistic, very charming, and you can hear it. Like, and it's interesting because the amount of women that he was talking to, they're like, "Oh, I can't wait for you to impregnate me," and I'm like, "Where? He's gonna be in prison till he dies." And it was like they were convinced he was gonna get out and then knock him up. And I think that's what's the crazier part to me is I'm like, where in your lady brain are you like, this guy is on trial for murdering and raping 2 women? And I'm like, fuck yeah, double down, let's get this. What? That's what's crazy to me.
This is funny because it says, I don't know if my phone is listening to us, but it says, infatuation, why a psychologist says some women are attracted to killers like Wade Wilson.
Yeah, they say it's a control thing, that you feel like, or that's what they said on the documentary, that like these women feel like he's super intimidating and powerful, but when he's in there, like they have the control over him. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that at all, or at least not for a bunch of them. Because I'm serious, like the amount of, and then, oh, that was the other thing. So then I don't know, I think it was the DA's office decides to like rat him out basically on trial for talking to multiple women. And the craziest thing is, I'm like, I know in the logical mind of like a lawyer, they're like, yeah, we're going to say that he's talking to all these women and they're all going to be super mad. Guess what? They weren't mad at him. They were mad at the other women. They were like, well, I'm just better than her. And I'll just show you how much better I am than her. All 10 of the other hers. Yeah. So I'm like, you went in with logic as a lawyer, and these ladies went in with like whatever. And
Were
they were,
do you know how old they were?
the women,
Mm-hmm.
vast.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And most of them were heavy set.
Oh.
And he purposely said that he picked heavy set women.
Yeah. Yeah, because they feel seen. And it's like, yeah.
Yep. And he would like talk a lot about how beautiful they were. And I can't wait to meet, like one part, this literally was like a killer of a lady boner. He was like, oh, I can't wait to bite your butt. And I was like, and it's like on like one of the prison screens, you know, so they can see each other. So it's kind of moving slowly. And it's just like, I can't wait to bite your butt. And you're like, what? And he's got like the big old things. It's so gross. Yeah. But it's like interesting to me because, like I said, like Ted Bundy had the same thing. The Night Stalker had the same thing. Like Marilyn, you know, what's his name? Manson. Charles Manson. Not Marilyn. Well, him too. Yeah. But it's like interesting to me.
This says, according to evolutionary psychology, we today are still attracted to the things that would have helped us survive back in our ancestral past, like hunter-gatherer environments. Professor goes on to say that the gatherer is meant to be the protector and the dominant figure, and who is more dominant than a killer? While consciously it makes no sense for a woman to be attracted to a killer, especially who has killed other women, our subconscious mind doesn't always make that distinction.
Clearly.
That dominant trait is something she says women can be attracted to, but it's not just the physical looks. It's this combination of this sort of bad boy dominant male image, that this level of fame and this celebrity, and the idea that if I attract myself or attach myself to that, I too could become a celebrity and famous.
So crazy.
Vickery, maybe the name of the writer here, used Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, Charles Manson, and Chris Watts as examples.
Ooh, he's the one that killed his wife and his kids, and then he put them in an oil tanker, and like the little kids weren't even dead yet, and they drowned in oil in maybe Colorado. And then Gacy was the clown. In case you needed to know.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck these people are.
I do.
She says in some cases though, there's not attraction or fame aspects. There could be people reaching out out of genuine wow, let me try that again. There could be people reaching out of genuine, I don't know, compassion or something of some sort of a religious outreach. Some people are also sending Judge Nick Thompson letters asking him to spare Wilson's life.
Yeah.
When Thompson hands down gave the killer his sentence. Says some people may think that this is a way to get in good with Wilson, while others are sending it because they genuinely care. Care about what?
That's what I'm saying.
This research can sort of help us understand why we are attracted to men who are aggressive.
Here's the thing. Jordan Peterson like has talked about this, about like the Beauty and the Beast storyline, about how like as a woman you do have this attraction to the beast, right? Who has like this aggression and this toughness, who but also has to learn how to balance compassion and kindness, right? And so And I agree with that. Like, I will 100% say when my husband does just very manly things, I'm like, wow, that is so sexy. Like, just random shit, like fucking shoveling dirt, not for my body, but just to shovel dirt for plants. And I'm like, that's amazing. And I love everything about that. So, like, I fully can understand that part of it. And then that's where it kind of stops for me.
Well, too, I think it has to do with like we have very like alpha, like dominating personality traits. And so being attracted to like the manly man or the dude can like put us in our place. That's where it gets us in trouble, especially younger when like our frontal lobes aren't fully formed. And like we've both been like physically abusive men, because the idea of dominance is misconstrued sometimes, right? Or like misplaced even. Where like my husband is dominant, very dominant, but he also is like a fucking teddy bear, you know? But at least for me, when I was like younger, like mm, I've had more than a few, okay, but like two in particular, men that were very physically abusive to me, and I like couldn't like break free of that, and because I just felt like I don't know, yeah, I can't really tell you exactly like why in the moment I kept going back. Like looking back now, I know like plenty of fucking issues, but like in the moment, I just kept feeling like, oh, it was just the one time, it'll change.
Well, and then there's sometimes the kindness they do show you, and that's tricky because then you're like, I know that you're not always this horrible, and I think that's kind of what you see in this too. Is that like when he's talking to these women, he is very kind and he's very like, oh my god, you're beautiful and I love you. He's not doing it authentically. He's obviously doing it because he needs things from these women. And you know, one of the girl that like tattooed on her, you can feel her trauma through the TV. You know what I mean? Like you can feel how, and unfortunately, like I will say this, like vibration attracts vibration. And when you are not doing well or you are broken, you attract those things. And I mean, I was right there doing that, you know? So that's why I'm like, I'm not trying to bash these women. I don't understand it because like I did dumb stuff, but I would hope I would never have taken it that far. Do I know 100%? Obviously not, because I was never in that situation. And you never know until you know. And I do understand like the strong, dominant. I do, you know, and it is important to me because I am such a dick. And I've dated betas and I have destroyed them. Every time.
They used to call me the man eater. Because I was like all these cute, nice boys, and they're like, oh, she's gonna fucking chew him up and spit him out. And I broke many a heart like that, not even intentionally, but being like,
like push, push.
And they'd be like, oh, I don't ever want to fight. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
And I'm like, well, now I'm gonna take that whole football field, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Well, and it's so funny because like starting last week, just because of the mood I'm in, I've started watching The Walking Dead again. To tell everybody where I am in life right now.
Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to watch like fucking Sweet Magnolias and like.
And I'm like, eat them all, murder. And I've been like making a list in my mind of like who gets to stay in our group and who dies. So you're good.
Nice. Well, thank fuck. I'm over here like, oh, I want like nice and wholesome. And you're like, murder.
I am. I'm like, what is the worst thing murder with zombies? Yes. But it's so funny because I'm like watching, you know, and like the characters that are like not dying are generally like, you know, they start to get like, what's his name? Glenn, who's the Korean guy. And he like obviously starts off a little softer in the beginning. And like, as it goes, like he gets much more aggressive. And I'm like, well, okay, yeah, it's a thing and it matters. But in The Walking Dead for my list, you would have to be aggressive. So, but you get to stay. Thanks. Mostly because you're also a nurse and that would be really helpful.
Can help save some lives. You probably want like a recent ER nurse, but I'm like, I would do.
Yeah. And your husband too, because he can cook. So that's helpful. And he's big. So we need that. Yeah. So he can also stay. Yeah. And my husband, because he does all the things too.
Also big.
I'm sorry, Mom, but you're definitely going to be the first to go.
My mother would not make
They'll make friends with people and let people in, and I have to murder
My mom's kind of fucking feisty, though. She's feisty, but I don't think she's strong enough.
Well, and she wouldn't be paying attention. And then she'd become a zombie, and then we'd have to kill her. So, and my mom would just let everybody be a part of the group. So I would definitely have to murder her. So, sorry, Mom. You're not making the cut. Sorry. Unless you get sassier. But anyway, so back to Wade Wilson. Like I said, it just was really interesting to me. And I wish that somebody would actually like sit down with these women and like do like a anxiety score and do like a PTSD score and an ACE and all the things, because I would be fascinated if their scores were not extremely high.
Well, there's no fucking way.
There's no fucking way that they came from like, no trauma, no bullshit, perfect family. Because even him, because even they had his foster mom. I don't know if she testified. I don't think she testified. I think she just like gave a statement, and she said like he was a good boy for a time, and then he got a little bit probably like right around the hormone age, and he started like pushing the boundaries. And I don't know. They never really talked about his mom ever. One time when he was in jail, he was talking to his bio dad, and he asked if his mom knew he was in jail. And his dad was like, "Yeah, but your mom's like pretty messed up still." So I was assuming drugs, but I don't know that from a ham sandwich. So don't quote me on it. But it was just really interesting. And it's always fascinating to me when you see these like murderers and these women that go nuts for them. And it's not all of them, which is also interesting to me because like you think about the guy that killed all those college kids in, was it Ohio? And nobody really wanted anything to do with that guy because he was weird, because he wasn't charming, he wasn't charismatic. Mm-hmm. Also, I think Charles Manson's fucking weird, but people thought he was interesting. And sometimes though, when you listen to some of the shit he says, though, you're like,
I think Marilyn Manson is weird. I know he's not a murderer, but I think he's weird as fuck. And people are like, they just like love him.
I know, and he's gotten in a lot of trouble for raunchy shit.
Well, he's weird.
Yeah, he's an odd little duck. So yeah, so that's what I watched, and it was interesting and it was kind of fascinating. Mostly the women's, and even like the one with the tattoo, she bought like a bunch of the clothes. Like he would tell her like, I want alligator shoes and I want this kind of suit, and because he wanted to show up like looking like really really nice. And he was in pretty colorful outfits quite a few times
during the trial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like one of the jackets he had was like the color of your hair. It was like blue, because I think that was like the day his dad testified, because I asked him like, what's he wearing, and he's like, blue jacket, like real blue jacket. Yeah. Huh. Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
There's just like, I have so many thoughts.
Yeah.
It's weird, right?
It's sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad because when you really look at it too, to me it also speaks a lot of like how much we need to be loved.
I'm just thinking like, damn, there's no love for those women.
I know. And then the sad thing is they're like, they look dumb with this shit. You know what I mean? So then there's even more judgment for the shit they're doing. So it's not like anybody's like, oh, that's sad for her. They're like, that's a dumb bitch. And it's like, that's not fair. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I think it's like, wow. But I also like, on the flip side of that, I'm like, the amount of like love and like needing to be seen that is clearly present for them is like,
yeah,
that's rough. And a lot of it, I mean, there was a fucking ton of women. I think they raised like almost $100,000 for him on a GoFundMe. That's insane. Like, you don't think that should go to the women who he murdered's families? Yeah. And even one of them, he's talking to her. I don't know if it's her name or like it's like a nickname or something, but he calls her like something like Jujubee or Bunny or something weird. And I'm like, what? And she says something about how she's like, yeah, one of my friends was telling me like he murdered 2 bitches, and like she says it that way, not me. And I was just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just can't wait for him to get out and da 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 da. And you're like, did you hear what you just said out loud?
Well, like, why do you think he won't murder you?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And when he's talking to his girlfriend that he had beat up, he's like telling her like how much he still wants her to like wait for him forever, because like you're gonna die there. And that was like the only time that it like, to her, she was like, well, that doesn't make any sense because like you're gonna die there. But it was almost like that was the only reason that she wouldn't wait for him. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that he was like on death row or was going to be in prison for the rest of his life, then there was an option. And she even said like it was interesting because even when they pulled her in to like not even to testify, to meet with the cops to like find out more about him before they arrested him, she was like, I feel like, she was crying and she's like, I feel like this is my fault. because I bailed him out of jail and I should have left him there. And it's my fault. And I did this. And I can't believe I did this. But then, even after, he calls her from jail and she's still like, I love you. I miss you. I hope you're okay. And it's like, you were just saying how you felt like this was your fault, which isn't. And the fact that you're taking that on for him. And then he calls you after he gets arrested. And then, even when she testified, she like struggled to testify. Like, she tried so hard to make them not take her and like have her testify. And they were like, you're going. And so she did, but you could tell like she didn't want to do it. Like, she didn't want to get up there and talk about what a piece of shit he was. I know. It's sad.
I don't understand.
I don't either. And this is why I can't work with domestic violence victims. I have a really hard time with it.
I just want to fucking shake
Yeah,
them.
because you're just like, what? What? You know, because it's like there has to be some logical, and it's crazy because I worked with domestic violence for a year with the district attorney's office. And I remember this woman, I was her victim advocate. Her husband had run her over. He started to run her over a second time and she moved out of the way, which is probably the only reason she didn't die. And we were in court. She had to testify because we hunted her down and found her. And they found him guilty and she punched me in the stomach, like in court. And I was like, the fuck? I'm the asshole? And that was when I was like, I'm done. I was like, I hate this job. I don't ever want to do this again. And I can't work. I've never been able to since because I don't have the patience for it. Yeah. So that's my story.
Yeah, I don't know. This does like kind of make me like speechless. Like I don't even like I don't know what to say.
You'll have to watch it. It's
Something special.
it's
right
rough.
there.
It's rough. Yeah. And I think the hardest part too, and knowing that these women like still want to be with him even after this, is like listening to like how callous he is about it. Like he's like, yeah, I ran her over. Like the same way you'd be like, I went and got milk from the grocery store. And you're like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, she wanted to have sex. And I'm like, she was walking to work, motherfucker. She didn't want to do anything. I guarantee she didn't want to go to work either.
Did she have a husband?
A fiance. Yeah, and he testified, and it was so sad because he was like crying, and the whole time the killer, he's just like this, blink, blink, like nothing.
Well, obviously, like his brain is there's something wrong in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Well, and I think he's, done some drugs, and I think that, and that's the thing is like there are people I think that I remember we had this kid one time at the place I used to work at that did like kids with mental health and substance abuse issues, and they could live there. And there was this one guy there, and he was the nicest kid. And the minute he would do meth, it was like Jekyll and Hyde, man. I mean, it was like night and day. And I think sometimes it's like this switch, and I think it's there. And then the drugs just like tip it over. It's like some people who drink, they're really chill and then they drink and they're either super emotional or really aggressive. And you're just like, the fuck? And I think it's like, it's always there. It just takes something to like push it over. I do think, though, in this case with this guy Wade, I do think he enjoyed it though. Like the way he would talk about stuff, there was something different in his voice that made me think like there was something about this that he enjoyed, like a power about it, you know.
Yeah, that's so interesting. That like I don't know if interesting is the right word. I don't know. That's it. The whole this is a very weird thing
Yeah.
for me. Like I
Yeah.
think it's so weird. Like yeah, killers really freak me out. Like serial killers like that when they're just like,
Yeah, they're just like so flat about it. You're like, and it's what's his name? Ted Bundy was like that too. Super fucking smart. And like when they would talk to him, he was just so like whatever, but very charming. And you're just like, whatever. So creepy. Yeah.
Didn't they? There's like I don't know who or where really. Somebody did like scans of murderers' brains.
Yeah.
And like there's like parts of their brain that's like dented, missing,
Yeah.
malformed. What's the word I'm looking for? you know, or it's like not formed the correct way.
Yeah. I think it's malformed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
We're gonna go with it today.
it's wrong.
Disformed.
Yeah. It's disformulated.
Yeah, they've
Disformulasaurus
done like
rex.
scans and
Mm-hmm.
they've shown that there's like, and there's parts of their brains that light up differently than like people who are not psychopaths. And the way that their brains light up, it's very different, which is interesting.
What causes that?
They don't know. They still don't know. As much as they've done research on it, they still don't know. And you know, a lot of people are like, "Oh, nature versus nurture."
Well, obviously not.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I'm like, I
How
don't.
come we don't scan? How come our brains don't get scanned every like 5 years?
You would think that's what's his name, Dr. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does. He does all that brain
I
scanning,
know.
but he does it like from a health perspective.
Right. But
But
like,
I don't know.
why don't we scan people's fucking brains? Like, I think we should. Well, the other thing too is like America is the most violent like
Mhm.
country.
Yeah.
Like per capita, the like murders and all that stuff. Like obviously like, mental health and all that stuff plays a part in it, and we're like poisoning America slowly.
Not slowly.
Yeah, very quickly.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be a lot slower than it is now.
Yeah.
But I would say in the grand scheme of things, over time, just like slowly feeding Americans poison.
Yeah. As I eat this vanilla wafer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So like obviously that plays a part in it, but like how come we aren't just preventatively scanning people every like 2 to 5 years?
Well, I mean, what if you did scan somebody and they were a psychopath? What would you do? Let's say they've never murdered anybody, but they scan them and their brain's like, doop, doop. Oh, that's going to be a psychopath.
Maybe there
What do
could
you
be
do?
like early intervention, right? Or like I don't
You
know.
can't make a psycho, but that's the thing about psychopaths is they don't have empathy. None. They have none. They can't. They can mimic it to an
Couldn't you
extent.
just like ostracize them?
How?
I don't know. Put them on an island somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, Hitler. This is sounding very.
I know. Well, I'm just saying, like,
because then you would have to do that.
that's
I mean,
natural selection.
but then, like, who gets to decide that too? And then what else? Right? Because then do you also do pedophiles, but only pedophiles who are abused, or ones that abused or were abused and abused? That's where it gets like complicated. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I just think serial killer. I think we need to fucking scan people. We need to know.
yeah, but even if you knew, what could you do?
What's the name of the the guy with the plane with all the
That narrowed it down. Well, John Travolta.
the files that everyone's talking
Oh,
about?
Epstein.
Okay, doesn't he have his own island?
Yeah,
Couldn't we just send them all there?
a bunch of them did go there, and then they come back.
Right, but we just send them there. They can't come back.
And then that means, like, who gets to decide that though? Because then what if somebody scans your shit and just doesn't like you and says you're a psychopath and then sends you out there with other psychopaths? Now it's the Lord of the Flies.
I mean, I think it would decrease
Your life.
but also like violence and murder.
Maybe. But then again, who has
And they
the
can all
power?
get like Joker tattoos together. You know? I don't know.
Because then that's the thing, though, right? It's like who has the power to decide that, and where's the line?
I mean, I guess the same could be said about like the president.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fucking off his rocker.
Yeah, and he's running a whole country.
That's what I mean.
And Congress. Like, how many of Congress are old as fuck in like the dementia land, and we let them fucking take that till they die?
In the dementia land.
Yes, that is where they're living.
Mm-hmm. Well, they all need to be scanned before they get onto the scanning
Then we'd have
committee.
none. We'd have none.
Well, I mean, if you scan them before they get on the scanning committee.
No, because then there'd be one fuck nugget who would take the money to let them on it. You got to remember, everything boils down to money. Mm-hmm. Always has, always does.
Well, they would be on the islands. And
this is a terrible plan.
And they would be like in a like a bomb shelter, and they get to choose.
Yeah.
And there's no like cool good life about it. So like there's it doesn't no matter how much money you have, you're not gonna get off the fucking Epstein Island.
Yeah, because that never boils down to how much money you want.
Well, because you can't get off the island.
Mm-hmm.
It's like here are the psychopaths.
Yeah, we're just gonna make Psycho Island.
Yeah.
This is a terrible idea.
It's better than what's happening now.
Well, they say like the amount of times you've probably walked past a psychopath and not even known it in America is pretty freaking high.
One.
Yeah, for
and then
sure.
Found out later.
For sure. And still healing those wounds. Thank you. Yes.
When I was in high school, I dated this guy. Was it high school? I was young. Anyway, I dated a guy. We weren't really dating. Okay, so like he pretended like we were dating, but like not in public. He like secretly dated me.
Oh.
And I was like, that's cool.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also secretly dated my best friend.
Ooh.
And we found out about it because he was very narcissistic, very like, keep it quiet.
Right.
Don't tell anybody. I want to keep you my special secret. Right. And he fucking fed both of us that shit.
Yeah.
We each had a class with him, but not the same class. Like I had a class with him, she had a class with him, but we never all had a class together.
Okay.
So like in that class, passing love notes, doing things, phone calls, calling us, like after school, you know, and then her and I found out that we were both dating him and we didn't do anything to stop it. Yeah. And we did bring it up to him and he's like, oh, I just thought we were just friends. And then he would do this thing where he would like flip his shit on us. So like we'd have a phone call, right? So like he calls me and he would be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And like feed into that.
Yeah.
And then flip the script like within seconds and be like, you're fucking stupid. Nobody loves you. You're fat. Da, 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 all this stuff, right?
Wow.
And we would just like listen to it.
Yeah.
And just like take it so bad. And I told her that he was like that. And she's like, no, he's never done anything like that to me. And then I'll never forget the day she called me and she was like, I finally got the wrath of so and so. And I was like, oh yeah? And she was like, yeah. It's pretty fucking brutal. But we just kept doing it for like 6 months, I think. Yeah, we were like 14 and 15 years old. That was really fucking cool. That was my first like taste of like of narcissism, and I didn't know, I had no fucking clue what was going on. Nor I don't think he had any clue what he was doing. I mean, he like knew, but he didn't like know, you know. And then my senior year of high school, he kind of like dipped his toe back in a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like I don't really like.
I don't want to do this.
But I fucking went over to his house and was like, oh, let's hang out, and like we like had a little makeout session or whatever. And I was like, ugh, I don't really like that. Wasn't really my thing. But I fucking still went. So like on a much larger scale, that's what these women are doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
but like their frontal lobes are formed.
Yeah.
Mine was not.
Yeah.
Either time.
Thank God.
I know.
At least you have that.
What's even better though is I dated him for 2 years in my 20s.
No. Why?
I ran into him and in a setting
Yeah.
that was he was sober, and I am the child of an addict, and I love a good addict. And he was working this program, and he'd been sober for a while, and he like totally sold me on that I'm a changed man, and I fucking little codependent me soaked it up.
Oof.
And I learned a lot.
Yeah,
in
I'm
those
sure.
2 years.
Yeah. Wow.
That was one of the most damaging relationships I've ever been in. But it's fucked up because it happened 3 different times, like in 3 different parts of my life.
Oh. That is like the lady that got the tattoo. That is kind of one thing she said, that she was like, she saw the whole thing all the way through, even though she was pretty sure she was done. But she said, she's like, I just needed to like hear it all the way through to like know, you know, that. But she said the same thing. She's like, it still like fucks with her. I'm like, oh, that's rough. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me or was wrong with me. My ex-husband, my girl's dad, I used to tell him, like we're cordial and friendly now, and you know, and then he's never a bad guy. We just didn't. There were things that just didn't go well.
Right.
But yeah, he used to tell me like in the beginning when we first started dating, we had many like happy years. But he would be like, where the fuck do you find these guys? And like that is also why he looked like a fucking Prince Charming.
Right.
Because he was not an alcoholic, not a drug addict, you know, wasn't a felon.
Yeah.
Had a job.
Yeah.
You know, paid his bills. which unfortunately is like a pretty low bar to set. But I was like, fuck yeah, he meets all the fucking requirements. Again, he was like a nice guy, and he loves my girls and
Right.
whatever. And I know even still to this day, like I know that if I called him and needed him,
Yeah,
he'd be there, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for that, so that my kids can see that you can still like love somebody and care for someone, but you're not right for each other.
Yeah.
But even he was like, "What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
what did you date? Like,
Yeah.
where?
Like, why?
What? Yeah." And I was
Yeah.
like, even just now telling you that story, I'm like, "Ooh, I'm definitely the girl. Like, I'm like the fucking retard with the fucking wrist
Tattoo.
tattoo." Yeah, he's
Oh.
like, "Oh, you're a flat fucking bitch," and I'm like, "I love you," and I'm like writing his fucking name with my like his last name is my last name in my fucking doodle books and shit. Fucking
Oh.
God.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had some trauma, but probably not like the girls in the fucking
Yeah, I don't know
courtroom.
what hers was. I'd love to fucking know. Trust me. I could
Mhm.
pick her brain.
Mhm.
I would happily. I'd be shocked if there wasn't a buttload of it,
No, no, that's not even a thing. There's no fucking chance in hell that you grow up in a loved home and
Right.
then
And
you're
then
fucking
no,
mm,
fuck no. No.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
None,
And like I
none
said, you
of
could
chance.
feel her trauma
Mhm.
through the TV. I was like, yes, I can definitely feel all the things that you have going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I've noticed recently, particularly since I've started doing primary care, is people just want to be heard.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they don't necessarily, yeah, they just want to be seen and
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah. The amount of people that will tell me things about themselves, like at
Well,
Walmart.
well, that's why I'm bringing it up.
Hmm.
You expect it in like a professional setting,
Yeah.
that they trauma dump,
Yeah. It's everywhere.
but I find recently that people are trauma dumping on me more, and I'm like,
Hmm.
ooh, this is what Rebecca feels like. But I had an encounter with somebody the other day, who's also like a trauma survivor of her own for other things, right? And she was telling me there's a mutual human.
Hmm.
Okay, so there's a mutual human that we both had an interaction with a couple of times. And she was like, yeah, it was like the second time I met her. And she was like fucking weeping, like crying her eyes out, telling me like all these
Mm.
crazy things that like a previous partner had done to her. And I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, yeah, it happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
And she's like, because I'm a survivor. And so I think that people just like dump on them. But she was like,
Hmm.
it's fine. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is not fine.
You get used to it. And there's the amount of times we'll go somewhere and Angela will be like, "Do you know that person?" And I'm like, "I have no idea who they are." And 9 times out of 10, I'll never know their name, but I could tell you everything about them. And it's constant. And he says the same thing. He's like, "Doesn't it like, and is it exhausting? Yes. Is it healthy? Not necessarily. But I also recognize that sometimes that's just what people need."
Some people just want to be heard.
Yeah, so it's like if I'm standing there while you're bagging my groceries and you want to tell me who beat you for the last 67 years of your life, I'm gonna stand there while you do it.
Also, it's almost like diarrhea. Like
Yeah.
once it starts, there's no stopping it. You
Yeah.
just like let it
And
finish.
I'll even be standing there like looking because there's like other people who are like waiting for whatever I'm doing. And I'm like, we're still in this. Oh, fuck it. Okay. And it is all the time. Yeah. Even today, it happened twice today.
It's
Yeah.
like diarrhea. It really is. Like you're like, oh, you can't like squeeze it back in.
No,
You can't. You just
no.
let it
And you just
finish.
got to stand there and you're just like, oh, okay. Yeah. 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 Like the things I know about the lady at Walmart I talked to today was exponential. Do I know her name? Absolutely not. But I know a vast amount of information about her and her husband. So that was fun for everybody also waiting behind me. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But, like you said, I mean, sometimes people they just need to be heard. And I get it. And it's the same thing like with people who want to hug all the time. And I'm like, hey, we're going to hug because people need hugs. And you just get used to it. Yeah. Yeah. Get used to it because it'll start. And once it starts, you can never stop it. Ever.
It's like diarrhea.
Yeah. For the rest of your life.
Yeah. I know people. Like I said, since I started primary care, I'm seeing an exponential amount of people.
Mm-hmm.
I probably see between 50 and 60. I see 50 to 60 patients a week.
Yeah.
Not including the patients that are coming through,
Yeah.
carrying out services, um, what with what we do, like IVs and newbies and
Mm-hmm.
mental health and this and that. So we get a boatload, probably 120 patients or so maybe that come
Mm-hmm.
through every week here. And probably 60 to 65% of patients that are sitting in here are crying.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, oh, I didn't mean to cry. And I'm like, you see those tissues?
Yeah.
That's why I keep the yellow wall in here. Remember, you can be happy, but you still cry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all the time.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, and it's so funny because I've gotten to a place now when people ask me what I do is I don't say what I do.
Oh, I haven't. I've never.
I used to, and it would always bite me in the ass. And it was so funny because we had gone to cruises for a graduation for one of my interns. It was graduating, and we were staying in Las Cruces, and we were at a hotel, and we were at the hot tub, and this girl, and I could feel her trauma block away. And she's like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "I'm a stay-at-home mom." And Angelo, and like he didn't know what was going to happen, and he just was like, mm-hmm, "That is what she does." Yes. And then we get done. He's like, "Good call." He's like, "She was definitely going to tell you the things." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, she was." Yes, she was. Because even like she got out of the water, she had all the tattoos and just the right trauma spots where I was like, "Oh, yep, I was right." And she was definitely going to try it. But I won that one. Because I literally was like, "I'm a stay-at-home mom," and then I just like stared forward at the sky, like, because I didn't have the energy. Because sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't. I try, but it gets hard.
Well, I'm noticing too, now that I'm like, again, the patient load is much higher, that I'm fucking drained by the end of the day. Like fucking 10 therapy sessions.
Yeah. Yeah. We had gone one time.
Literally yesterday was sitting here and I had 3 patients back to back that were like heavy, like the shit.
Yeah.
Bleh, and I was all,
I have to go home.
I literally was thinking about you and Jen, and I was like,
This is terrible. Yeah. I know one time we had
and
gone
then I had to
to
people
get,
last night.
yeah, we had to go get, we got acupuncture, and she did it this very unique way where she like had little electrodes hooked up to it. And after
What
we,
was that? Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah. And after we got done, we go to Costco, and my husband, Angela, he's just like a zombie. And I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And he's like, "I feel like I can feel like everybody's things. And this is terrible." And he's like, "Do you do this all the time?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "We have to go home. This is the worst." And to this day, he's like, "Remember that time at Costco?" And I'm like, vividly, I remember it because I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And he's like, "This is the worst thing ever." He's like, "I don't know how you do this."
I'm so fucking feeling.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, God, get off me." It was so uncomfortable. It was horrible, poor thing. So we laugh about it to this day. We're like, "Yes, that was rough." And he's like, "I can't believe you do that all the time." And I was like, "This is why I'm tired all the time."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of tired than
Very.
I've really like ever been.
Yeah. It's tired in your soul.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's tired in your soul, and I'm sad because like some of the patients that I'm seeing are like, I've been looking for a provider for 8 months. I mean, I called one person's like, I called like 40 different providers before.
They never call them back.
Or they're like, no, I can't get you in for 8 to 9 months.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to get there, but we're gonna get there fast as fuck if I don't hire more help.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I can't anymore.
Yeah, it's rough. It's real fun. Get ready. It doesn't go away. Just amps up. Yeah. On that happy note, give me my animal facts. I didn't have any today. Sorry. My brain's tired. I had one the other day too, and it was so good. And now I can't remember it. It was like this fascinating little fish. But I can't think of it. It'll come to me at 3 in the morning.
Here we go.
Okay, give it to me.
A wombat's poop is cube shaped.
Yeah.
Not a joke. The shape helps it keep from rolling away because wombats mark territory with it. Nature really said engineered.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
Yeah. They're the ones that put their butts, like they'll get in their little caves, their little holes that they dig if something's chasing them, because they have a lot of fat in their butt, and then they'll twerk to death the animal and like the top of their little hole, boom, boom, with their butt. They'll twerk them to death so that they don't die. You're welcome.
Okay. Frogs don't drink water with their mouths. They absorb it through their skin. Full body hydration vibes.
Yeah.
Nice. Some of these things you have already told me.
Shocker.
Ravens can remember human faces and will hold grudges against people who are mean to them.
And they will teach their babies to do it too.
It literally says they teach other ravens to avoid those humans.
Yep.
Tiny feathered mob bosses.
Yeah, they'll teach their babies. They'll be like, "Fuck that guy right there."
Cows have best friends.
Yeah. And they
get stressed when they get separated from them.
Yeah.
And when reunited, they're noticeably calmer and they produce more milk. Emotional support cows are real.
Yeah. They hang out. They'll like cry. They like get like sad. They'll make like moo sounds, like sad moos. Like moo. They do.
How?
Moo.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a sad moo.
Okay. A shrimp's heart is in its head. No notes, just chaos.
I like that.
Funny. Butterflies remember being caterpillars, even after completely liquefying inside a chrysalis. Their memory, what?
Keep going.
Chrysalis.
There you go.
Yep. Their memories carry over. Absolute glow up with receipt.
They taste with their feet too.
Yeah. Elephants have specific names for each other.
Oh.
They use unique rumbling sounds to call individuals.
That's
basically cute. Elephant name tags.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they actually literally cry. Like you can see tears when their family members die.
The other ones we already knew.
Okay.
Octopuses have 3 hearts. You already said that one. Sea otters hold hands while they sleep. I think that's a pretty like well-known one.
Yeah. And I've told everybody that
a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Yes. And yes, they live up to it.
Yeah, they do. They're very sassy.
This says, do you want more unhinged facts?
Yes, ChatGPT.
Oh my God, unhinged. That's so funny.
It's definitely not the word I would have used, but okay.
I know. I was like,
you're like,
I have to read this.
That's so funny.
Well, those are them.
Well, that was good.
Sick.
Yeah. I don't really feel like I learned anything new, but thanks for trying.
Whatever. I didn't try. Hater. Everyone else fucking learned somebody new. All of our listeners.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, that's true.
Really quick though, did you think how funny was that? No. Did you think that was so funny when I sent you the YouTube thing that was like, oh, your podcast is made for mature
people. I was like, dumb motherfucker. I'm like, have you listened to any of them? And it was so funny, the one it picked, and I was like, did you listen to 47 before and after?
That because you put fuck in the name.
Well, yeah, because
neurofuck or something like that.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I know. I was cracking up when I saw that it flagged us. I was like,
I know. I got an email and was all, no shit.
Yeah, you're like, what? Us be inappropriate? Stop it.
Oh, so weird. Yeah.
All right. So, well, good times. Happy New Year.
Petty Luya.
Petty Luya. Ready? May your healing journey irritate the fuck out of those who deserve it most, or something like that.
Petty Luya.
Petty Luya.